Giving all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect and word out there preaching this word and living by this word, the best of their abilities in truth and sincerity. Brother Obadiah here this afternoon with another quick hit. Just gonna go into the mystery of the Gentiles. Just gonna hit you with a couple of scriptures, a couple of precepts. A lot of people think they know the scriptures and think, heathens can be grafted in. That's bullshit, man. You got to read these scriptures and get understandings. First you have to be taught. Like I said, I was taught. I didn't learn this little that I know, this milk that I know, just by reading and, leaning to my own understanding. You got to be taught. And if the Lord is dealing with you on any level, he'll sup with you. And these scriptures will resonate into you and it'll bring out the light and the truth. So I'm just going to go into a couple of scriptures, for the newer brothers that in this thing that are learning, and for the seasoned brothers that are need a little refresher on this, and for these wacky tacky Christians out there that think they know the scriptures and God loves everybody and that John 3:16 madness, which they clearly don't understand. We're gonna go into a couple of scriptures to prove who the Greeks and the Gentiles are per the scriptures. All right, so we're going to start first in Leviticus. We're going to read chapter 26. We're going to start at 13 and read through 16. Then we're going to jump down to 33. All right. Laws are given to the Israelites. If we abide by them, we're going to be, blessed. If not, these are things that's going to happen. All right. And it says, I am the Lord your power, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt. Israelites are the only one who got, led out of the land of Egypt. No other heathen nation. That ye should not be their bondmen, and I have broken the bands of your yoke, and made you go upright. But if ye will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning ague, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, sorry about that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart, and ye shall sow your own seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. I'm going to jump down to 33. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. All right? Yahweh is going to scatter you amongst the heathen as part of your judgment for going off. Pretty plain and simple. We're going to back that up with Deuteronomy. We're going to go 4. We're going to read verses 27 and 28. Pretty much the same thing as in Leviticus, but I just want to reinforce what it said in Leviticus. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. And there ye shall serve gods, the works of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. And again, he's going to scatter you amongst the other heathen nations. You're going to serve their gods. And proof of that, we're going to go into the Apocrypha, which these damn devils took out of the, original Bible, to hide these things. Okay? So we're going to go into First Maccabees, chapter 1. I'm going to start at 11 and read to 15. Then I'm going to jump down to 41 and read down to verse 53, all in First Maccabees 1. Okay, this is an example of us going into other heathen nations and serving other gods. Okay, First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them incense to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant. One of the laws is that you got to be circumcised if you're a man. And joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. Okay? Now we're going to jump down to verses 41 and read down to 53. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed accordingly to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves, and chapels of idols, and sacrificing swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. In the selfsame manner wrote he to his whole kingdom, and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to with every one that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land, and drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee secure. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. They were forced to do these heathenistic customs, some of them, and a lot of them willfully, did it. Why? Because that was one of the curses back in Leviticus and Deuteronomy. You're going to be scattered. You're going to serve false idols if you go against my laws, statutes, and commandments. It's plain upon tables. And if you cannot understand that the Lord is not dealing with you straight up and down, okay, and we're going to go even further, for all you New Testament buffs out there that don't believe in the Old Testament and won't eat the whole roll, which is bugged out in itself, we're going to go into a couple of scripts in the New Testament to just solidify what I said in the Old Testament. Ephesians chapter 2, and we're going to read verse 12. That at that time ye were without Hamashiach, Yahushua, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of the promise, having no hope, and without Yahweh in the world. Okay, we became aliens because we were scattered. Okay, we didn't know who we were, just like now. I'm in America. I thought I was an African American. That's being a stranger to my power, because I didn't know who the hell I was until I woke up to this truth through the Spirit. Okay, we're going to go to Romans chapter 8, and we're going to read verses 14 down to 17. For as many for as many as are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, they are the sons of God. Okay? For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. And if children, then heirs, heirs of God, and joint heirs of Christ, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. All right? Spirit of adoption. All right? We're going to go to stay in Romans. Excuse me. We're going to go to chapter 9. We're going to read verses 3 through 5. We're going to break down a couple of words, just a word or two. All right? For I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahushua for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoptions, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, which was given to the Israelites, and the service of Yahweh, and the promises. Right? Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came, who is over all, God bless forever. Amen. Let me read verse 5 again. Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came. We're going to get a precept after, here after this. But I just wanted to break down the word adoption, because you got, again, these wacky tacky Christians. Oh, adoption means, you can adopt an orphan. He's not in your family, so, that means everybody can be grafted in. Stupid motherfucker. Blessed he that readeth. You got to look up these words, just like Apostle Gabar says. You got to look up these words in the Hebrew, Greek, and Latin, okay? So we're going to go down to the word adoption in this verse. Let's see what it means, Christians. Adoptions, okay? Strong's G. We got the seer, okay? Let's see what it means, okay? Adoption. Adoption as sons. That relationship which Yahweh was pleased to establish between himself and the Israelites in preference to all other nations. Okay? I'm going to read it again. That relationship which Yahweh was pleased to establish between himself and the Israelites in preference to all other nations. So he's adopting us back. All right? You got to look up these words. Okay? Again, I'm going to get a precept to 5. Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came. The flesh Christ came. What's for who? All right? We're going to go to Matthew. Y'all brothers know it, but some of y'all might know it or just need a refresher, or may not line up this precept with Romans chapter 9, verses 3 to 5, okay? Okay, Matthew 15, verses 22 through 24. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, excuse me, let me start all over. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Plain and simple, cut and to the point. Hope you brothers are edified. Giving our praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Shalom.